For this question, we're going to use long division to give a division statement and a multiplication statement for the question shown. So one thing I recognize right away is that my dividend does not have an x squared term, so I'm going to make sure to put one in. I'm going to write 3x squared plus 6x minus 1 as my divisor, and then I'm going to put 6x cubed plus 0x squared plus 9x plus 5. Notice that I added a 0x squared term. I find that very, very helpful to help me continue to line up my columns. Now, the process here is as follows. I'm only going to look at the first term of my dividend and my divisor at first. So I'm going to look only at the 6x cubed and only at the 3x squared. And I'm going to divide. 6x cubed divided by 3x squared is equal to 2x. And for now, I'm not going to think about the restrictions. Now I put that up here, 2x. Now what I do is I take that 2x and I distribute it to the 3x squared, but then also to the 6x and to the negative 1. So 2x times 3x squared is 6x cubed. 2x times 6x is positive 12x squared. And 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. Now, what I want to do is I want to subtract one row from the other. I'm going to put brackets around this result, this expression. I'm going to put a minus sign there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, what is 6x cubed minus the 6x cubed? And the answer is 0. That falls away, which is what I wanted it to do. Now I'm going to say to myself, what is 0x squared minus, in front of the bracket, 12x squared? And the answer is negative 12x squared. Now I'm going to ask myself, what is 9x minus, which is in front of the bracket, negative 2x? 9x minus negative 2x is positive 11x. Think about it. 9x minus negative 2x. I need to figure out what's 9 minus negative 2. The answer is 11x. Now I'm also going to drop this 5 down. It's a positive 5. In front of the 5 is a plus. And so now I've got negative 12x squared plus 11x plus 5. Okay, that's great. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back to this 3x squared, right, leading it off, and I'm going to divide it into the negative 12x squared. So I ask myself, what's negative 12x squared divided by 3x squared? I won't worry about restrictions right now. The answer is negative 4. So I take that negative 4 and I put it up here. Okay, right up near the top there. That's where the negative 4 goes. Now I take that negative 4 and I distribute it to all three of these terms. So once you get used to these steps, it becomes, easier. Well, that negative 4 is going to multiply by 3x squared and give me negative 12x squared. I put that under the x squared column. That negative 4 will multiply positive 6x and give me negative 24x. And I put that under the x column. And that negative 4 times that negative 1 will give me positive 4. And I put that in the constant terms column. And now I'm going to subtract one expression from the other. In order to do that, I make sure I like to put a bracket around this expression that I'm subtracting. And now I just deal with the columns. What's negative 12x squared minus negative 12x squared? So negative 12 minus that negative 12 is 0. So negative 12x squared minus negative 12x squared is 0x squared. So I don't have to put anything under there. I don't have to put anything where that arrow is. Then I look and I say, what's 11x minus, remember that minus sign's in front of the bracket, negative 24x. 11 minus negative 24 is positive 35. So I've got 35x under that column. And then finally, what's 5 minus a positive 4? And the answer is 1. And so now what I have is a quotient of 2x minus 4. That's up at the top. The quotient is 2x minus 4. And I've got a remainder of 35x plus 1. And so now my job becomes to state my division statement and my multiplication statement. So my division statement is always the same whether you're doing synthetic division or long division. We simply say dividend divided by divisor equals quotient plus remainder over divisor. Now, a question I sometimes get asked is, how do you know when you're at your remainder? And the answer is, your remainder occurs when this expression has a lower degree than your divisor. So as we left it off, we had a remainder of 35x plus 1, but we had a second degree divisor, so we knew we were done. And our multiplication statement is, whether doing long division or synthetic division, it's always going to be dividend equals quotient times divisor, or vice versa, plus the remainder. Okay?